Tēnā koutou katoa, heuri tēnei no te aroa te ure o Uanuku kōpako Ngāti Whakauwe no Ngāti Raikawa te au ki te tonga, no Kaitahua no hoki, he hononga hoki oku ki a Ngāti Hauā. Kia ora everyone, my name is Tania Cliff Tautari and I'm one of the co-directors of the Bachelor of Social Justice Studies.
Kia ora koutou, ko Sean tōku ingoa, hei uri ahau no Ngāti Kahungunu ki Wairoa. My name is Sean Sturm and I am one of the co-directors of the Bachelor of Social Justice Studies.
Okay Sean, tell me, what is social justice to you?
I think for me it means recognising the rights of people to flourish, and that can be in many ways. So it can be economically, it can be socially, it can be in their personal well-being. It's an interesting combination of sort of physical stuff but also spiritual well-being. I think it's very easy for us to think of social justice in very negative terms. You know, it's all about inequalities and so forth. But I think it's also about thinking about the ways in which people are already flourishing. How are we just in our own ways?
I agree with you in the sense, for me, like social justice is really around those concepts of flourishing, and for me I think about te reo Māori words like mauri, mauri ora, and you know what that means in terms of how we flourish as people, but also how, you know, the flourishing in terms of our environment and in our communities. Social justice goes across every sphere of our society, and you know, you may think of social justice as political activism, but actually, you know, there are issues of social justice that happen in every sector. By following a degree like this, it can enable a person to develop that knowledge and that understanding on top of what they already bring to the university.
I think the main thing for us at the University of Auckland, and the reason why we've actually launched this program, is because we think there's a gap that exists currently. A lot of the thinking about social justice is very theory focused, and what we were really keen on was a degree that blended theory and practice. You know, so you've got the ideas, the knowledge of how to make change and why it's important, but also what it is to put that into practice. And so that's something that's not really currently offered anywhere. So we wanted to kind of bring the strengths of groups of people at the university who were really good at the theory stuff, but also those who were really good at the practice stuff, and how they could bring that together into creating social change.
This will position you in good stead to be able to take a really critical lens to what's happening within our communities and within our society, and you will be able to partner that with potentially other disciplines to support you to really make a difference.
I think this program is really going to appeal to people who are, you know, new to working in the community and so forth, but also people who are already there and wanting to kind of refresh their ideas and get recharged for that kind of work. We're definitely going to be looking for people who are interested in working not only in kind of public sector organisations, you know, so maybe working government, NGOs and so forth, but also increasingly to people who are doing that work within, you know, companies and more kind of, I guess, economically orientated organisations. We're thinking that, you know, there's an increasing demand for people who really do think about these issues and can advise, and who can, I guess, up the game of those kinds of people.
We know that it's the voice of our communities that are really important, and I think someone who is doing this degree, they may use it as a foundation, as a platform to support them to eventually go on to further research, and where they can actually bring back the voice of their communities and to grow that knowledge in terms of the mātauranga that's available. Sean, do you want to tell us a little bit about how the degree is structured?
Okay, so the degree's got like a bunch of core courses that everybody does, and that's people who are also in the Mātauranga Māori specialisation. And they'll kind of run right through the centre of the degree, and they will culminate in, I guess, what you might call a kind of a project, so a capstone course where people actually take an issue that is live in their communities, and they think about how to respond to that, and it'll involve working in combination with that community and collaborating with them to think about practical outcomes. So there's a core. There's also electives that people can do in and around that core that are from one of three majors. Yeah, and so there's a major that's focused on community development, so working within your community. There's one that's focused on intergenerational justice at a kind of a national level, so that's thinking about policy making and so forth, kind of in Aotearoa as a whole. And then there's also a major which is focused on sort of taking that global, so what does it mean to be thinking about policy and so forth from a global perspective? And people can choose two of those three options. We also have a Mātauranga Māori specialisation. Can you just tell us something about that? How's that organised and what are its main sort of principles that it's working to?
Yeah, so there are three parts to it. It's about developing Te Reo Māori, Māori language proficiency.
Yeah.
And if you're a beginner in Te Reo Māori, that's okay. There is a pathway there for you. But also, if you have come with reo, there is also a pathway there for you. We hope that by the end of the degree that we will see high level proficiency for all our graduates in Te Reo Māori. That's the first thing, Te Reo Māori proficiency. The second thing is really around Mātauranga Māori, and we know that Mātauranga Māori is a body of knowledge related to Māori, a Māori worldview. Using that lens to look at issues of social justice, which aligns with the third point, which is related to those core principal ideas of social justice that are universal, that come out in the core courses. Mōku nei nā e hikaka ana ki te huarahi o te Mātauranga Māori, mā tēnei huarahi e hāpai te akonga ki te whakapiki i tōna kaha, ki te kōrero i te reo Māori, kia mautonu ki ngā āhuatanga ngā kaupapa o te Mātauranga Māori me ōna āhuatanga katoa i roto i ngā hāpori, ngā hapu, kia nei hoki, kia āwhina ia i tōna hāpori kia anga whakamua. Koe nā noi hong.
So we're looking forward to seeing you in March 2025 when this program launches. You'll be able to get all the information online to enrol ahead of that time. So sign up.
Ai, hikaka ana no maua, kia uru mai koe ki roto i tēnei tohu paitahi, no piki mai, no kake mai, Waipapa Taumata Rau, University of Auckland. Come join us.